Hello, everyone, and welcome to Caleb Likes Books. I am Caleb, of course, and today I'm going to be doing a bookshelf tour video. It's not really a bookshelf, it's more like a book cabinet because that's all I have at the moment, unfortunately. But I'm just going to be showing you guys some of the books that I have and all that kind of thing, just to kind of start off this channel. First of all, before I actually show you my physical collection, I do have some ebooks that I'm going to talk about really quick, that I do not have physical copies of, and a couple of them that I do have physical copies of. So the ebooks that I have are some Star Wars books, including the Jedi Academy trilogy, the 3 out of the 4 Star Wars The Old Republic novels, those being Revan, Deceived, and Fatal Alliance. I do actually have Revan physical as well. I don't have Annihilation, I believe is the 4th one. I don't have that one, unfortunately, but I would like to get it sometime. And then I also have Dark Lord, The Rise of Darth Vader, I believe it is called. And then I have the 2 novelizations for the video game, The Force Unleashed. The novelization for the first, I do also have physical. And then also some books that I have borrowed, but I do not actually own, but I have read recently and hope to eventually buy and have in my actual collection. Those being the A Song of Ice and Fire books by George R.R. Martin. I have read the first 2, and I am currently reading the 3rd book in that series. So you're not going to see those here, but I have read those and I have enjoyed them. So the first book I'm just going to show you really quickly because it is not actually in my book cabinet area, because it will not fit at the moment because there's no more room for hardcovers, especially larger hardcovers such as this one. So I do have Star Wars Shadow of the Sith right here. Really enjoyed this one. I read it pretty soon after it came out. I went out and got it like 2 days after it released. I really enjoyed it. And then this here is my book cabinet. It is a cabinet, as you can see. I do not currently own a bookshelf, sadly. I do own a bookshelf, but it is currently being used for my son's books. We had a baby a few months ago, so all of his books are going on that bookshelf, so all of my stuff is relegated to this here cabinet. So I guess I'll start up here. Or actually, I'll start right here. This is the book I'm currently reading, Stories of the Dreamlands by H.P. Lovecraft. Which I'm enjoying a decent amount. And then down here is my TBR for the month that I hope to get to, X-Wing Rogue Squadron, and 2 of the Chronicles of Narnia books that I am intending to reread. I may read more than these this month, but currently this is my plan, along with the 3rd A Song of Ice and Fire book, which is quite huge, so I may not get to more than this month, but hopefully I will. So I suppose we will start up here. Right here I have the Star Wars The High Republic books, the 3 young adult books, and the 3 adult novels, these 3 being the adult novels, and these 3 being the YA books, which I have greatly enjoyed. Moving over here, I have my Witcher collection, which I have not finished the series yet, but I have greatly enjoyed these 5. These 2 bottom ones being short story collections, and then these 3 being the first 3 books in the main series of 5 books, and then there's also a standalone, which I do not have yet. Down here we have Star Wars Before the Awakening and Lost Stars, which I believe Before the Awakening is just like a collection of 3 stories based on the 3 main protagonists of the Star Wars sequel trilogy, and then Lost Stars is a young adult novel. Then back here, tucked in the corner, I have 3 more Star Wars canon books, which are Tarkin, Master and Apprentice, and Lords of the Sith. Moving down to the next shelf, I have my Star Wars Legends collection, and I actually have another Legends book as well, in addition to Rogue Squadron here, but that's in another section because I ran out of room in this one. So it is in chronological order, going from bottom to top. So I have the Old Republic Revan, which I talked about earlier. I have an ebook as well, but I wanted to get it physical because I saw it one day at the bookstore and I was like, I'll grab that. I have the Darth Bane trilogy, which is arguably my favorite Star Wars series of books, alongside the High Republic. I have Darth Plagueis, which is great. Maul Lockdown, which is also great. I think most of these books are great, so I'm just going to go through them, actually. Maul Lockdown, Outbound Flight by Timothy Zahn, a very underrated book, I think. Star Wars Republic Commando, the first 3 books in the series. I do not currently have Order 66 or the Imperial Commando book, but I do intend to get those at some point. Kenobi, one of the best, in my opinion, Han Solo Adventures and Lando Calrissian Adventures, which I wasn't honestly crazy about. I did prefer the Lando books, actually. These are both actually trilogies of shorter novels. I preferred the Lando books over the Han books, which is weird because I prefer Han as a character, but I really was not into the Han Solo books all that much. The Force Unleashed, which is very old and beat up. This is the very first Star Wars book I ever got, way back in like 2009 or 2010. Way back even before the Legends banner was on all of these books, and as you can see, I have them on every book in my collection because I like consistency, and so I do not buy Legends books if they do not have the banner because it would bother me. So this one obviously does bother me because, first of all, it doesn't have the banner, and because it's in quite poor condition. I'll actually take it out just to show you. It's pretty beat up, and it is kind of splitting apart in the middle. I don't know if you can see that, but that kind of line down the middle, if you open the book, it basically splits the book in half. And the spine has not held up very well, so it is basically falling apart. So that is quite unfortunate. I hope to replace that someday with a actual Legends banner new version, but we will see if that actually happens. Then I have Choices of One by Timothy Zahn, the original Thrawn trilogy, and the first 3 books of the New Jedi Order, which I intend to continue sometime, but have not had the chance to do that yet. Moving down, once again, I have a CD collection here. We're going to ignore that because it's not books. I have a couple of comics here, Force Unleashed comic and one of the Return of the Jedi Infinities comics. And then down here I have my J.R.R. Tolkien collection, which is Unfinished Tales, Silmarillion, The Hobbit, and The Lord of the Rings. It really bothers me that this copy of The Hobbit is not the same edition as all of these other ones. Someday I may replace it so that the collection is consistent because, as I talked about just a minute ago with all of my Legends books, inconsistency within my collections really bothers me. So I hope to maybe get the same edition of that someday. Then I have The Eye of the World, the first book in the Wheel of Time series, which once again I do intend to continue, and that will probably be a part of my next book pickup that I do, I guess, from bookstores or Amazon or wherever I end up getting them. I have the rest of my Narnia books here, or most of them. I have the other one up here because it is a different edition, which once again severely bothers me. But yeah, I love the Narnia books. They got me into reading as a kid. And then I have books 5 and 6 over on my TBR section. So they're not all right here, but I do own all of them. And then I have Lovely Things in Ugly Places by Maddie Montgomery, which is a book by the frontman of an old Christian metal band that I really loved growing up. So I got his book, and I have not read it in a very long time. Probably won't read it again, but yeah, I have that. I have a couple of Star Wars games, and then my junior novelizations of the first 6 Star Wars movies, which I read quite frequently as a kid. Here on the side, I have iJedi, which I have not read yet. I have Deltora Quest, which is another series that I loved as a kid, which got me into reading alongside Narnia. I have Dune, which I have read. I have my Brandon Sanderson books. Brandon Sanderson is arguably my favorite author at the moment. I really love his books. I consider all 4 of these a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love them. It's Warbreaker, and then the Mistborn trilogy. I have H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu Mythos Tales. This is the World Cloud Classics edition that I love, and yeah. Then down here I have some more like Lovecraftian horror stuff that came in a box set. I do not have them in the box at the moment, but I may put them back in the box at some point. I just have them here for ease of getting them out. So I have The Call of Cthulhu and Other Stories by Lovecraft, and then I have these other ones, Yuki Onna and Other Stories by, I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I will probably get it wrong, The Black Seal and Other Stories by Arthur Machen, I'm not sure. The Yellow Sign and Other Stories by Robert W. Chambers, and The Haunter of the Ring and Other Stories by Robert E. Howard. These all came in a box set together. So that has been my collection show-off video type of thing. I will probably do videos about some of those, maybe some rankings, maybe some reviews. I will probably be reviewing books as I read them as well. So let me know if you've read any of the books in my collection and what you think I should pick up next. I do have some stuff that I am planning to pick up in the near future, but if you have any recommendations, feel free to leave them in the comments. But anyway, that is it for this video, so I will see you guys next time.